I want you to think of your visitor visa like a credit card. You shouldn't fully utilize the full length of time that you're admitted under, if possible. Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to provide you with a helpful tip regarding visitor visas, and I think you're going to get some good value here. So without further ado, let's jump right in. For a lot of people, when they get approved for a visitor visa to the United States, it's a life-changing moment. They now have access to seek admission to the United States to perform a variety of activities, from various business visitation activities and tourism and other such things. Like I said, it can be a very life-changing moment. However, getting your visitor visa approved is just half of the battle. Every time you seek entry to the United States using that visitor visa, you have to go before a CBP officer, Customs and Border Protection. And that CBP officer will have the authority to either admit you to the United States or to potentially turn you around. I want to get into some helpful tips for increasing your chances of getting admitted to the United States, again, when you're seeking admission as a visitor. So with that, I want you to think of your visitor visa like a credit card. Now, when you have a credit card, what are some best practices? For one, you don't want to max out the credit card. You want to ideally use the credit card sparingly, and when you use it, you want to fully pay off the balance. Now, similarly, when you get a visitor visa, the CBP officer has the discretion to admit you for a particular length of time. Oftentimes, they will grant you a period of authorized stay of up to 6 months. Now, if the officer grants you 6 months, although you could technically stay in the United States for up to 6 months, it's not ideal to stay for that full 6 months because it's basically like maxing out your credit card. So when you get admitted to the United States, you shouldn't fully utilize the full length of time that you're admitted under, if possible. And similarly, while this isn't official policy or official law, you shouldn't leave the United States for a brief period of time and then seek admission again in a short window of time. So again, this isn't official policy, but one rule of thumb is that you should at least remain outside of the United States for the length of time that you were in the United States as a visitor. So if you were in the United States for 3 months as a visitor, you should at least depart the United States for a period of at least 3 months before seeking entry to the United States again as a visitor. Not an official policy, but something helpful to keep in mind. Ideally, if you can stay outside of the United States even longer than that, it can be helpful for increasing your chances of getting admitted to the United States. In addition to that, of course, it's very important every time you're seeking admission to the United States as a visitor to have a specific permissible reason for coming to the United States as a visitor. And if you're coming to the United States for various business activities like attending a business conference or attending a seminar of some kind or something of that nature, or if you're coming to the United States for particular tourist activities, it's very important to have proof documenting that you are in fact coming to the United States to do those various activities. In the earlier example, if you're coming to the United States to attend a seminar, having tickets for that seminar and an itinerary of that seminar will be very beneficial to you. Similarly, having a return flight booked to go back home will also be very helpful to you, as well as having proof of funds to pay for your time spent in the United States. Because oftentimes the concern of a CBP officer is that you will be engaging in unauthorized employment while you're in the United States. So to the extent that you can allay these various concerns by doing the various things that I mentioned earlier, having a specific permissible reason for coming to the United States as a visitor, documented with proof, having a return flight booked home, and having proof of funds for your time spent in the United States, those are also going to be very helpful. So just because a CBP officer authorizes you 6 months in the United States as a visitor, that doesn't necessarily mean you should utilize that full 6 months. Because again, the more you utilize the visitor visa, the more it's similar to maxing out a credit card. And for lack of a better expression, it's almost like you're harming your credit worthiness from an immigration standpoint. So I hope you got a lot of value here. I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you know anybody that can benefit from this information, feel free to share this video with them. You hear me say this all the time, but we're all about empowering you with knowledge. So the more people that can learn from this information and can benefit from this information, the better. Again, thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you on the next one.